Okay, hello again everyone. Welcome back to another episode of Pardon My Vlog, another special episode chronicling my holiday around Wales. Right now we're looking at Castle Carragkennan, I believe, or Castel Carragkennan. It's a small difference, but I believe that was a chapel. Sorry, I'm getting distracted. Yes, right now we're in the inner court. It's a while since it's actually been a few weeks now since I was here, but yes, I'm just bringing you out. This is part of the defences as well. There was kind of three drawbridges originally. It was a very defensible castle. One side is kind of just like a sheer cliff face, and then the other side you've got all of these drawbridges. I think I'm trying to look at Trichrug there, which is where I'm going to be going next, but I think it might even be behind that hill. Sorry, I was talking again during all of this footage, but I'm afraid just something about the Welsh hills. Oh, change view to the outside. Yes, Welsh hills are horribly, horribly windy, and there are points where you can kind of figure out what I'm saying, but for the most part, this. Um, Ooh, here's just like an outer forge as well. I believe, yep, that's just like the sheer drop. You're not going to attack the castle from that side. Um, there was also an underground part as well, but I kind of didn't realise that this was a National Trust property and that I'd have to pay to get in. They did kind of offer torches to go to the underground mines, underground passages, but I kind of didn't have the cash on me, and well, it's quite unfortunate. And I'm just going to talk a bit more about the castle. I think I've run out of footage to talk over. I didn't get that much chance to just kind of spend time. There's the castle itself, and then there's also like a cafe, gift shop, small kind of barn conversion type thing, which goes into the history of Carragkennan, which all seems really interesting, and I would have loved to have stayed more, but this is kind of all in one day that I'm showing you now, and I've had a lot of distance to travel. I think I worked it out at over 15 miles, and I kind of got a late start as well, but it was a really good day, and it was just great just kind of walking around, seeing castles, seeing hills. The main thing that I remember, and I'm kicking myself for not writing anything down or doing this sooner because I can't remember any of the names, but the castle was kind of traded between English hands and Welsh hands quite a lot. The only kind of things I can remember is I believe it was built in the very late 12th century. It was it kind of fell into disrepair. It became ruinous, I think is the term. Uninhabited around the 15th century, and it's also kind of theorised that though the castle itself was built in the 12th century, it might have been built on top of the Iron Age hill fort, and there are also rumours that in the caves underneath, or just kind of buried underneath the castle, is one of Arthur's knights, or even possibly Arthur himself, waiting for the call, waiting for Arthur to return, waiting for Britain's direst hour where they will return and save Britain. But the historical figures who are actually there as well during like the second incarnation of the castle are really interesting as well. And I remember one queen, and again I'm kicking myself for not remembering her name. Her husband died, I think, fighting off the English, and she took up the mantle. She took up kind of the lordship. She actually rode into battle with her forces and tried to fight off English invaders. Unfortunately, it didn't actually go all that well for her. She died in battle, but kind of her story became known and it became circulated, and it's said, I was told while I was there, that basically her name kind of became a battle cry, a rallying cry for the Welsh, and it said like morale and just what she did kind of spurred on the Welsh to drive out the English. But yeah, it's an interesting place, and the views are lovely, and it's a lovely castle. But remember to kind of bring in some cash as well. And now onto me gallivanting around Wales. Again, this is just me pointing to two peaks behind the ridge, but this is kind of where I was when I was pointing to the top of Castell Carreg-Keenan. This is me, handsome devil. Again, I'm really sorry about the wind. It didn't seem that bad when I was recording, and I'm also about to just point to the castle just to kind of show how far I'd walked, because to me it seemed like a really, really long way. It was really interesting to watch, really interesting to see, and you can kind of see how high up I am here, and I think I was kind of complaining. Yes, this is after I just walked through a field that was, well, it's wet in Wales, and that kind of one field, it was like a marsh, it was like a bog, and my shoes just kind of got wrecked. Oh no, this is me pointing to Carreg-Keenan. We just need to zoom in, zoom. No. That's where I was staying, and that's Llandilo, which is like the bigger town. Again, it's quite far, and I'm just about to tell you after. Yeah, okay, there I am again. So yeah, I'm just saying, I think I'm about halfway. Town is very far away. I'm walking in the opposite direction. I wish the audio was safe, but oh, and again, clouds. Just when the color balances, you can see that it's just looks awful. We're about to transition to the top of Trichrug, I think, and I did a bit of filming there, and just after that, immediately after I put the camera right, it just started raining, and it was raining for, I think it was around 2 hours that I was walking back to town. It was just raining the entire way through. The wind was horrible up here. I'm surprised that I look tired. I'm surprised my hair wasn't kind of, a bit more flavourful. But yes, I think here we're just looking at the Brecon Beacons. Trichrug is kind of just on the end of the Brecon Beacons, which is like a very large national park. It's kind of conservated area. It's protected, so you can't build, you can't do anything. It's protected, and it's paid for by government donations, membership fees. So as I was talking about Carreg-Keenan before, if I was a member of the National Trust, I would have been able to get in for free. And again, I think, what am I even pointing at here? Towns, villages, I don't know. Very high up, and I kind of can't hear what I was saying, so otherwise I would just try to relate what I was saying. But yeah. Sorry. This is Trichrug. This is the top of Trichrug. One of the things which I did say, the story of Trichrug is that this must be where I'm explaining it here. The story of Trichrug is that he invited all of the neighbouring giants for a stone throwing competition, and it said that he bested all of his opponents, and he put them all to shame by throwing his stone to Ireland. But you can't even see the English-Irish Ocean here, and I don't think giants have all that great vision. So yeah, I think Trichrug, it's possible he was lying about his stone throwing prowess. at least in my humble opinion. So tired, and here I'm just never mind again. Oh, and then I was right next to the trig point on Trichrug, which it's actually abandoned now. I think I was trying to look into it rather. It's an ordnance survey, just kind of marker, just to kind of. I think that might have been something to do with height. I possibly could have searched up the height. All of these interesting information tidbits that you can find with a quick Google search. Just one last look around, just beautiful countryside. It's all great. I had such a great time. Just a great time walking around, just being, I don't know, just kind of being alone, just walking, being with nature, like not having cars and buildings and everything, but not without technology. While I was, like, partly when I was just walking down the hill and there was no one around, and it was raining and it was damp and it was miserable, I was just listening to some of the power metal I had on my phone and using it as an MP3 player and just singing. Well, not full pelt, but I was singing quite loudly, and there are a few things that are as nice and as powerful as just singing along to Grand Magus and Blind Guardian in the Welsh Hills while it's raining. Something about it was just, I don't know, something about it I just really enjoyed, and it was just uplifting and spiritual, and I don't know, I'm rambling now. Again, anything else that I wanted to say, it's a great place. I love the folklore behind it. There was a forest. I'll try to remember it without searching the OS maps. I think it's Cawdor, a Welsh name, forest. It was just to the southwest, I think. It was a beautiful, and oh, actually, I did take pictures. I took pictures on my phone. I'll probably just kind of overlay those here, and you can look through it. It was just like a beautiful trail, and I think there is like a walk, if you do fancy like a walk holiday. I think it was like the Brecon Way, something like that. And if you do fancy just kind of walking, just do it. Just the Brecon Trail, Brecon Way. There's some just lovely parts of it, and I don't know, I had a great time. Again, okay, I've spoken too much. I don't think there's anything else I needed to say. It was a lovely time. I really enjoyed myself. It's just great to, the solitariness was amazing, nature was amazing, the weather was awful, but that just added to it. You can't have a Welsh holiday without rain. I'll leave it at that. Thanks for listening. Hopefully you enjoyed it. I'll see you in 2 weeks for another part of my vlog, and maybe another week for What the Folk. Okay, see you.